Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with the Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be here with me this morning for the Tuesday morning trade with Paul. At Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to help you become the best version of yourself. And we do that by helping you become financially independent, by teaching you how to currency trade using our proprietary indicators and our best in the business one-on-one training. In this session, my goal is to show you the strategy I primarily use. There's a couple different signals that I principally trade with. Those are the ones I feel most comfortable with. One is called the 10-point trade. The other is called the thick orange line trade. We have over a dozen different signals depending on how you like to trade, what your strategy is, short-term, long-term, scalper, day trader. We've got something that can help you be very effective at getting that accuracy rate to where you've got more wins than losses, and at the end of the day, you've got a net positive. So with that, let us start with the disclosure.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
Boy, that guy is negative. Too negative to start the day. With that, I always start using a checklist. I was just reading something interesting on the power of checklists, even for kind of simple routine things that you do, how it dramatically increases improvement. And there was this one anecdote about a hospital that implemented a quick little checklist before surgery, and most of the surgeons are, to be a surgeon, you got to be pretty smart. So what was found was that by implementing a little checklist before they did their surgery, there was an improvement in by 47%. I forget specifically what the improvement was, but it was significant and it had an impact. So checklists are important. So first thing I like to do is I've got a little checklist that I go by. I want to check and make sure my charts are live and connected. This is our green chart. I know I'm connected to the internet when this is green. And I know I've got a live chart when it's green down here versus if I scroll backwards when it's red down here, that means I'm back in time. I would go back in time to do some back testing. Back testing is a way that we improve our skills by, once we know a signal, we can go through, pull the chart back, and then go forward, see if we see the signal, mark the signal, and then see what happens. So that's a way for us to test without using real cash. Very effective. And then let's just check our CoinEx. What I've got up here is a demo account, and I see these numbers moving, so that means this is live. So we're good on that front. every day, either at the end of the day or the beginning of the next day, I like to review what I did the previous day. That review helps me improve my game. So, oops, if you haven't muted yourself, if you could mute yourself, that'd be great, because I hear a little sound on the side there. I find the best way is if some people keep a little a little notebook. I've got a zillion notebooks for the different things I do to keep track of, because at this stage I can't remember crap. So I got to write it down. If I don't write it down, it just slips away. I also do that with my day's activities. In the morning, I sit down, meditate a little bit, and I figure out, all right, what are the key things I need to accomplish today. So, with respect to trading, take a snapshot of what the screen is before you take the trade. And then if the trade doesn't go that way, you can go back and take a look and say, all right, what was I looking at here? Why did I think it was going to go this way and it went the other way? And if you can't figure it out, then come to one of us and we'll take a look at it and help you figure it out. We also want to review, we are technical traders. What technical traders mean is that our indicators pick up price action movement versus news movement. So when there's news on a currency pair, that will move the currency pair. We don't trade on news because we can't, we're not very good at predicting the news. But there is a place we can go to take a look at that news, and that is forexfactory.com. There's a couple different sites that do it. But basically, Forex Factory breaks the news down into kind of yellow, which is low impact, orange, which is medium impact, and red, which is high impact. Anything that's a high impact, I want to stay away from. I don't want to be holding the currency 2 hours before that news event, because I don't know how it's going to impact it. So here, the next news item coming up is at 10 a.m. on the USD. It's a yellow. We've got yellow the rest of the day. So we've got kind of clear sailing in terms of not having to worry about anything. So now we will get into our technical analysis. And my technical analysis starts with, for the 10-point trade, I use this, I call them a composite chart. Basically, it's showing me 6 different currency pairs. On this first 6, they're all US based, Australian dollar, euro dollar, pound dollar, and they're all on a 60-minute chart. And what that means is each candle is 60 minutes of information. I use this as the starting spot for my 10-point trade. If I see a signal setup, then I'll go to the full chart to take a look at what the full chart is telling me. That will help me decide how many pips the trade is worth and if I want to take the trade. But this becomes the starting spot, and it allows me to kind of easily scan and see what's up on a off this 60-minute chart. I want to be 30 minutes into it at least, giving the candles and the lines time to set up and draw information. So on the 10-point trade, I start looking on the middle chart, which is the majors and minors. The red and green are the major indicators. The black and gray are the minor indicators. I am looking for a situation where I'm oversold, as I am here. Oversold means I'm below the red line. And then when I'm oversold, that is the beginning of a buy signal. The question is, when do I take the buy? And to take the buy, I want kind of as many of the indicators telling me it's a buy as I can get. And when I have that, then I've got a higher probability of making a good trade. And it's all about kind of the accuracy percent. If we can get our accuracy percent up to 80%, mine is a little over 80. We've got lots of traders that are in the 90s. At that 80%, you can make good money. Plus that you have the proper protection on each trade. So let's take a look. We're oversold, but my majors are still going down. Minors have started to turn up, but I want both the majors and minors turned up. I don't have that here. Euro dollar. I'm overbought. Lines are all pointing down. I've started to go into the channel, but my majors aren't quite halfway. My red is crossed over the top of green, and the black is crossed over the top of the gray. I have 3 points here. First point is that they're overbought. Second point is that everybody's pointing down. Third point is I've got the crossover on the red and the black. So even though it's in the channel, it's not quite halfway. The majors aren't quite halfway. I'm not as concerned. The minors are kind of almost all the way through the channel. As long as the majors aren't halfway, I'm okay. So I got 3 points here. So now what I'm going to do once I have 3 points here is I'm going to go up to my TNTs, and I want to take a look and see how many lines are pointing in the right direction. That's consistent with what I'm seeing here on the majors and minors. So the 2 orange lines are pointing down. So that's 2 points. If you recall, the blue lines are inversely related. When the blue line is pointing up, that means down. And each of these lines kind of operates at a different speed, with the thick orange being the fastest and the thick blue being the slowest. I want to have at least 3 out of 4 of these pointing in the right direction. I've got all 4. So that's very strong. So I've got 3 points here, 4 points here. I want to have at least 1 point here. I've got pressure kind of going up, but my red line is crossed over my green line. So if red is on top, that's worth a point. So I've got a point here, 3 points here, and 4 points here. I've got 8 points. That is a good setup for a trade. The other thing I like about this trade, just looking at it, the green line here on the majors, very steep. See how it's coming down, and then all of a sudden the steepness increases right here. Less steep, more steep. That's a very positive sign. And the green line is going down on the pressure. So red is on top, but the green line is going down. I also like that. So with that, let's go to the full chart. In the full chart, I want to know where I am. You can see I've got my support and resistance already kind of drawn in on this chart. Last night, if you were following, we were sitting on a, when I took the trade, we were sitting on this resistance line. So we took a sell trade, and that trade did indeed go through. I want to know how many. I don't need to draw my support and resistance in because I trade the euro dollar primarily, so I've already got it set up. I want to know how many pips I have till I hit the line down here. It's 17 pips, and I've got 5 pips till we go back up to the top. So I get 17 down, 5 up. So that gives me my downside. I want to see what the longer term charts are doing. I've got sideways pressure here on the 2-hour chart, which tends to indicate retracement. Retracement means the current candle is going to copy, retrace what the previous candle is. So you kind of see that this has already kind of come down and retraced it. So that is good. I've got red on top. That's positive. The green line is it's changed in steepness. more steep, less steep. So I like that. The majors and the majors have turned halfway through the channel and are starting to come down, but they haven't crossed yet. So I like what I'm seeing here. On the 4-hour chart, I got everybody going down. Well, I've got the majors coming down. Majors coming down, and I've got good steepness on the green line, so I like that. Pressure is going up. The lines are diverging. That means they're moving further away. So the green line is moving away from the red line, so that is telling me it's starting to roll. Red is on top. Again, that is positive. I've got a little bit of a conflict here on the 4-hour chart. The minors are going up, majors are coming down. When that happens, I'm going to pay more attention to what the majors are doing. So the majors are coming down, and they're coming down with good steepness. I like this. On the 1-day chart, I don't pay quite as much attention to it, but we basically got sideways here. Sideways is going to indicate retracement. We are overbought, and the green line has become less steep. So again, this is indicating to me it's about ready to roll. If I saw this signal over here on the 1 hour, I wouldn't take the trade, but on the day chart, yeah, this is okay. So everybody's going down. On the 30-minute, we're coming down through the channel, but it's sideways. On the majors, I've got slight down on the pressure, but I got the big gap, which indicates retracement. And on the 2.5-minute, I am overbought. I'm overbought, and it's kind of starting to roll. Hasn't rolled yet. With this, now I guess the other thing I want to know when I'm looking at this, in addition to where my distance is from the support and resistance lines, I kind of want to know what the trend is. And for the last week, I am trading into an uptrend. Last week, I'm trading into an uptrend. It kind of stays in a channel, shoots up, stays in a channel, came down a little bit, shot back up. In the last day and a half is sideways, but over the last 5 days, we're looking at basically an up move, whereas the 5 days in front of that, we were looking at a down move. So as I am trading into an up move, I want to take less pips than if I'm trading with the trend. That's worth a little bit more. So here, again, going back to take a look. Let's see. We get about 14 pips. We've got about 10 pips to where it got to a little earlier, 9 pips. Let's go ahead and take a 9-pip sell, 9-pip sell on this. So I'm not going all the way to the resistance line. I'm going to pull up a little bit short of it. Basically, I'm going to pull up to where it was a little earlier. So let's just make sure everything's the same. Yep. So everything looks good. So let's go here. Euro dollar is already up. I'm going to go to new order. My lot size, I'm going to look at the size of my account. I've got the 9,000 in this account. So I'm going to move my decimal place over 4 to get the proper lot size for the amount of money in my account. So at a $9,000 account, I should be trading at 0.9. And it is going to, I've got the right symbol in here. It's going to be a market transaction. I am going to sell. It has recorded the trade. If I click anywhere on that trade, if it highlights it in blue, I need to add the stop loss and the take profit. So I right click, I go to modify, and we said we wanted 9 pips. 9 pips is 90 points. If I click the blue button here, it calculates the number. And let us go with 450 for now. I use a little wider stop loss because on the euro dollar. But let's just take a look. I usually like to go 2 support and resistances away. So let's see where that would have put us. So I want to break this, and I want to break this. So normally that would be somewhere around here. Oops, what happened? So 1845, let's go. 1845, 1850. I'm going to go ahead and change that. 1845 is a little closer. 1845. All right, so we've got one trade. That's using the 10-point signal. Now, as it's approaching the top of the hour, we have another signal. So this is a different signal that I'm going to look at. This signal is good. It's called the thick orange line trade. So rather than starting with the majors and minors, I'm going to start up here with the TNTs, and I am going to look to see what this number is on the far right. This number is the scale on the thick orange line number. This scale goes from 0 when the thick orange line is as high as it can go to minus 100 when the thick orange line is as low as it can go. When that line is at 0, what it's saying is how we've scaled it, we don't believe there's any more up in the movement. When there's no more up in the movement, that's time for sell. Likewise, when it gets to minus 100, it's telling us, based on how we've scaled it, we don't believe there's any more down in the movement. So so that's the time for a buy. But when we see that, to have that high probability of the trade winning, I want something confirming that, yeah, this is topped out, or no, this is bottomed out. And where I'm going to get that is I'm going to look down to the majors and minors. So if this is at 0, and right now it's at minus 58, so it's not close, it's like in the middle. But if it was at 0, I'd want to see all 4 lines well above the blue. Likewise, if it was at minus 100, I'd want to see all 4 lines well below the red. So let's take a look and see if we see anything here. So minus 57 isn't 0 or minus 100. Minus 71 isn't 0 or 100. Minus 50, no. Minus 21, no. Minus 23, no. Minus 15, no. So I've just scanned 6 in a minute, nothing. I've got another pair of 6. These are primarily non-USD. Minus 56, no. Minus 58, no. 57, no. 53, no. 46, 56, no. Nothing there. Minus 50, no. 23, no. 33, no. 29, no. 29, no. 72, no. So we just looked at 18 pairs, and I didn't have anything that was at 0 or 100. Doesn't have to be exactly 0 or 100. It can be within 10 points of either end. So it could be from 0 to -10 or -90 to -100, but I got nothing. So we just looked at 18 charts. Let's go back and let's see if we get another thick orange line or a 10-point trade set up, since we still have a few minutes left in the hour. Everybody's overbought here. I'm going on to the second pair versus, I'm skipping over the rest of the euro dollar because we've got one that's got the dollar in it. Let's see if we get a pair, another pair with that doesn't have the dollar in it. And that kind of diversifies our trades. Overbought. Everybody's pointing down. This is kind of sideways on the majors. I'm not as crazy about it. It is still considered down, and the red is crossed over. So I got 3 points here. The two orange lines are coming down, 2 points. Dotted blue is going up. Blue is going up. That's a point. So I've got 3 of the 4 here. But I've got up pressure with green on top, so I don't have anything here. Don't have anything here. I want to have points from all 3 sections. But again, going back, I didn't like the steepness of this. So that's another reason. The Australian dollar yen oversold. Everybody's going up. Green crossing over, gray crossing over. Again, I don't have great steepness here, but they are kind of pointing up. The 2 orange lines are going down low. I need these to be going up, so that's enough to kill it. So this is contradicting what I'm seeing here. I do have down pressure with green on top, so I've got a point here, but again, the TNTs aren't supporting what I'm seeing. Euro Canadian, overbought, everybody's coming down. 2 orange, red on top, black on top, so I got 3 points here. Steepness is okay. Steepness here is much better than the steepness here. Again, I'm looking primarily at the steepness on the green line on the majors. 2 orange lines coming down. So 2 points, dotted blue going up. So I got 3 of the 4 here. The blue line is usually the last to turn. So this is all okay. I've got up pressure with red on top. Up pressure with red on top. That gives me a point here. And the lines are starting to gap. That means they're moving further away from each other. So I like that also. But here, sideways, and I lost the crossover. It's sideways. Because it's sideways, I am going to pass. We don't need to. I'm not desperate to take a trade. I want to take a trade when I see the signal, not when I think the signal is going to come, when I see the signal. A lot of new traders are saying, oh, well, this is gonna change in just a minute, and I'm gonna get in beforehand. Bad move. You want to just wait till you see the signal. When you see the signal, take the trade. Overbought going up, so nothing here. Oversold going down, nothing here. Euro Australian dollar, overbought. Majors coming down, minors coming down. This is okay. I preferred it to be a little steeper, but the steepness is increasing. If we look at, where the line kinked here, less steep, more steep, so that's good. 2 orange lines coming down, dotted blue going up, so I got 3 out of 4 here. And it looks like, even though I got steep up pressure, red is on top. So I've got 1 point, 3 points, 3 points, so I got 7 points. Euro Australian dollar, so let's what I'm going to do is Let's change this to Euro Australian dollar to look at the full chart. Or what was it? Euro AUD. AUD. The reason I'm doing this, I know I've got a Euro AUD chart, but I haven't traded, I don't remember the last time I traded it. So we'll take the existing chart and pull it up. File, oops. Do file, save as Euro AUD. First thing I want to know is where my support and resistance is. So let's pull this tighter. I'm going to draw some support and resistance on here. So I'm looking for spots where the candles seem to bounce. So I've got some bouncing here, some bouncing here, some bouncing here, 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 in through here. I want to try to get one above. Bounced right here, bounced here, bounced here, bounced here, bounced here, bounced in here. So I'm trying to get quick and dirty ones. On the euro dollar, they tend to be about 30 pips apart. Here I'm at 80 and I go to 17, so that's about 37 pips. And that's on a 1 hour chart. So let's see. What we've got right in here, right in here, and right in here. I'm going to do one above. Right here, right here, right here. All right, so we've got some support and resistance. Let us take a look. What we're looking at here. The trend. Trend is not, I don't have kind of strong either way. I guess you could argue it's a little bit up, but not very much. Not very much. Slight up. Primarily, it's been sideways for the last week. It's bounced up in the last day, I guess you could argue. It's going up a little bit more, but mostly sideways. We've got, let's take this off so we can see it a little better. Excuse me. How many pips do I have? Up and down. So here, I got about 15 pips up, 22 pips down. And we said we're trading into a slight uptrend. So down here, I'm seeing down on the 2 hour chart, down, red crossing over. On the 4 hour chart, the majors are pointing down with red crossed over. I've got up pressure, but the lines are converging a little bit. So maybe in a couple hours, I'm going to see something closer to this. On the day chart, I've got up pressure. So I'm not going to pay attention. Here, what I'm looking at is telling me down from the 1 hour, the 2 hour, and the 4 hour. On my 30-minute, down, red on top, and this is starting to roll on my 2.5 minutes. It's going down, so we can go ahead and take a sell here. Let's see, just again, 22. Let's take a 10 pip sell on the Euro AUD. 10 pip sell on the Euro AUD. So Euro, see if I've got that on here. Euro, I don't, so I need to open up that chart. So file, new chart. Euro AUD isn't there. I'm going to go look in this group. Euro, not in there, so I'm going to look in this group. Euro AUD is right here. And 0.9 again is my lot size. Euro AUD, it's going to be a sell. I'm going to come down here and put right click to modify. I'm going to add, we said 10 pips, so 10 pips is 100 points. We'll keep it at 45 pips for a stop loss, but I'm going to go back and take a look because I want to be 2 support and resistances away. So that would put it, we're taking a sell, it would put it right up here somewhere. So it has to break this line and break this line to take me out. 55.73. 55.73. Let's take a look. 55.44. So I'm going to modify this to 55.73. So we're going a little further up than what than that 45 pips. So it pushes it up just a bit. All right, so we took 2 10-point trades today, one on the euro dollar and one on the Euro AUD, and one for, what was it, 9 pips and the other for 10 pips. Any questions? All right, good. Glad you could all be here. Any questions, reach out and I will be back to you. Thanks so much for being here. See you next week. Bye-bye.